Good day, friends. It's Mikey GloveSave with the Friday afternoon edition of WNBA Picks with Mikey GloveSave. Now, I know you're all thinking, Mikey GloveSave, you're always saying that nobody watches your videos, but did you ever think that if you uploaded these sooner in the day that more people would see them because they'd have more time? And the answer is yes, Mikey GloveSave has considered that. However, it's impossible. Because you know what? Mikey GloveSave gets in around 10 o'clock and he starts digging and he starts getting freaky. And of course, there's interruptions throughout the day. There's customers and phone calls and all this kind of stuff. But it takes a long time because Mikey GloveSave goes through this stuff with a fine-tooth comb because he wants to find the best goodness for his disciples. Then it takes forever to upload to YouTube for some reason. And then I also upload it to Twitter because I know that people are more likely to watch it maybe if they're scrolling through and the video just comes up automatically rather than taking the time to click the link. And I know you're all wondering if Mikey GloveSave talks this fast in real life and why I talk this fast. And the answers are no, I don't talk this fast in real life. And the reason I talk fast here is because not only do you have a short attention span, as does Mikey GloveSave, but I am trying to cram all this stuff in as quick as I can so I could finally get this thing uploaded so you have enough time to get these picks in if you like them before the games start. Yeah, so since Mikey GloveSave has started doing this, he never realized how much went into this handicapping process or whatever it is that you want to call it. So for these dudes that are able to get up and get these in earlier in the day, I commend you. Mikey GloveSave has a whole newfound respect for these sport bet picker dudes. Now let's get into the games. Okay, so Mikey GloveSave gave you some picks earlier yesterday, as well as my Sophie Cunningham picks that I posted on Twitter, so make sure you catch up on those. First play of the day, Indiana versus Washington. Mikey GloveSave has Aaliyah Boston on the board. 18.5 points and assists. Let's see what she's rolling with here. She's 0 for 3 hitting this, and not even close so far this year versus Washington. I was actually looking at her point prop, but her points and assists results were very similar, and I got a better price on this. Shakira Austin is out, which is the only thing that worries me a little bit about this, which is also why I don't want to touch the rebound prop under here. Aaliyah Boston is a pretty good rebounder as it is, and I couldn't find any good prices on her prop. But nonetheless, Mikey GloveSave likes Aaliyah Boston under 18.5 points and assists, got even money, plus 100 on MGM. Kelsey Mitchell, assist prop, set at 4.5. She has not cleared this versus Washington in the past 2 years. She only cleared this 4 times out of the last 15 games. 2 of them were versus Chicago, so that doesn't mean too much. I'm sorry if that offends any Chicago Sky fans. The other 2 were versus LA, which is 13 in giving up assists to guards, and Seattle, which is a bit better, 7th in giving up assists to guards. So I really like this. I really like this price. Kelsey Mitchell, minus 110 on Fanatics for under 4.5 assists. Sonia Citron, points and rebounds prop set at 20.5. 40% hit rate in the last 5 and 10 games, 33% hit rate in the last 15. Now, she's 0 for 3 in hitting this year so far versus Indiana, but she just barely missed each time. Now, Indiana is 3rd in giving up points and rebounds to guards. However, Mikey GloveSave is not loving this play. Clark, Colson, and McDonald are all guards, and they're all out tonight, which could open up the floodgates for our homie Sonya here. It is minus 120 on FanDuel, but I found it at plus 100 on MGM. So this is mostly a price discrepancy pick, but however, I do like the chances of her not hitting this. Sonia Citron under 2.5 points and rebounds, plus 100 on BetMGM. And moving on to the LA versus Dallas game, Kelsey Plum, who's been killing it lately, I got her rebound set at over 3.5 re-bizzles. 60% hit rate in the last 5 games, 70% in the last 10. Plus, we're also getting a small price advantage. I'm seeing this at minus 110 to minus 125 on other books. I got it at minus 105 on MGM. 5 rebounds back in June versus Dallas. Tiasha Harris was out for Dallas then, and she's out tonight. Also, Arike Ogunwabali is out for Dallas as well. So this should open up things very nicely for our homie Kelsey. Kelsey Plum over 3.5 rebounds, minus 105 BetMGM. Dearica Hanby. Have you ever noticed how wrinkly Mikey GloveSave's forehead is? I look like the Emperor from Star Wars. Dearica Hanby, my girl, 24.5 points and rebounds. I love her points prop, but I don't like the price. But she is also a healthy rebounder. Plus, I also found a 10 to 15 cent price advantage on this. So The line is moving up. I got De'Erica Hamby over 24.5 points and rebounds, minus 110 on FanDuel. Other books have this anywhere from minus 120 to minus 125, so we get a little bit of an edge. But I love the likelihood of her hitting this as well. And this next one is quite intriguing. I think I might have found us a little bit of a gift here for my disciples. Let's talk about 6'4" Lee Rue. Now, 2 DFS sites have her point prop up at 9.5. No other books have her point prop up except the one that I found on Fanatics, which is set at 8.5. Now, she's coming off a monster game versus Indiana, and I know you're all thinking, Mikey GloveSave, you degenerate public gambler. You're going off of recency bias. Well, no, I'm not. You see, she smoked this number 3 or 4 times this year already without Enrique in the lineup, all of which she got significantly more playing time. So if she gets the kind of minutes that I expect her to get tonight, which should be anywhere from 25 to 30 plus minutes, she should easily exceed this number. I think that minus 110 for Lee Rue over 8.5 points on Fanatics is a great opportunity. Golden State versus Chicago. I'm going to start this one off with Tiffany Hayes, who flies through defenses faster than I fly through these plays today. Her point prop set at 12.5, but Mikey GloveSave really thinks this should be set at 13.5. She's coming off back-to-back games where she totally smoked 2 very good defensive teams, and tonight they're playing Chicago, who is 13th out of 13 teams in giving up points to guards. I also really like Tiffany's points and rebounds prop on this. However, I like this price at minus 110 for the same probability. So that is Tiffany Hayes over 12.5 points, minus 110 on FanDuel. Veronica Burton's rebound prop is set at 4.5, and it's still at plus money, or even money in this case. And Mikey GloveSave can't figure out why. She has been a rebounding machine lately. And if you watched her play against Connecticut, like Mikey GloveSave did 2 days ago, who is also a very good defensive team, surprisingly, you'd never notice by their record, she was just going after that ball as aggressively as somebody could go after it. She was just an absolute animal. In that game, she had 6 rebounds. She also cleared this mark versus the Sparks the game before that. And the game before that, she cleared it with 7. But this is still at 4.5. With her aggression, I'm really liking this play. Veronica Burton, over 4.5 rebounds, plus 100. You could get this on Fanatics, MGM, or Caesars. Janelle Salon, are you going to hose Mikey GloveSave for 3 games in a row? Well, Mikey GloveSave's got a little bit of a different approach here. You see, I've been taking your unders at under 1.5 3-pointers. And you hose Mikey GloveSave twice, but as you were hosing Mikey GloveSave noticed that your 3-point shot was looking absolutely delicious, and you've been sinking some threes lately. So I found you're over at plus money here, plus 110 on BetMGM. Other books have it at plus 100 to minus 110, so there's a little bit of a pricing advantage here, but you're also playing Chicago. You should hit at least 2 3-pointers, and you owe me Mikey GloveSave over 1.5 3-pointers for Janelle Salon, plus 110, BetMGM. All right, it looks like Mikey GloveSave got a little overwhelmed and overlooked a note from the Dallas and LA game. So I want to talk about Paige Beckers briefly here. Assist prop set at 5.5. Now, she's only cleared this 1 of 4 times this year when Enrique has not been playing. Her hit rate goes down 10% without Tyacha Harris, who is also not playing tonight. So with both of them out, and this line set at minus 112 on FanDuel, Mikey GloveSave found a nice pricing edge here with plus 105 on Fanatics. So that's what Daddy's rolling with, plus 105 on Fanatics. Paige Beckers under 5.5 assists. Seattle versus Atlanta. Let's talk about Gabby Williams briefly here. Her points and assist prop is set at 14.5. You see, this is the beauty of combo props. See, Mikey GloveSave likes her points prop tonight, and he likes her assist prop tonight, but he does not like the price on either of those. But he does like it when those two sumbitches are stuck together. She's 3 for 3 clearing this line versus Atlanta this year, and I got her at plus money. So, Gabby Williams, plus 100 over 14.5 points and assists on BetMGM. This next one, Mikey GloveSave doesn't have to spend much time on at all. Nika Ogwumike, Points and rebounds prop set at 24.5. I am taking the over on that for the exact same reason I'm taking Gabby Williams. And this is also a plus 100 on BetMGM. And the final game of the evening, Las Vegas versus Pahonix. Jewel Lloyd, over 1.5 three-pointers. Love the play, hate the price. She has an 80% hit rate in the last 5 games. She's been getting buttloads of attempts and sinking buttloads of three-pointers. She's easily cleared this in all 4 games versus Phoenix this year. Mikey GloveSave seeing minus 144s, minus 150s, and minus 160s on other books. I would not play this any higher than minus 140 is what I got it at Fanatics. Jewel Lloyd over 1.5 three-pointers, minus 140 on Fanatics. Here's another one Mikey GloveSave doesn't have to spend too much time on. Chelsea Gray, over 14.5 points and assists on BetMGM from minus 105 for the exact same reason that Mikey GloveSave's rolling with Gabby Williams and Nika Ogumike. And we're going to double up on Satu Sabali like an ass gasket on a public toilet seat here, starting off with a point prop set at 14.5. I would like to see this at 15.5, which is what it was at before she started going under 15.5 more consistently. So we got 14.5. She still hasn't done a good job hitting this line. She's 1 for 3 hitting this against Vegas so far this year. It's minus 105 to minus 120 on other books, but I did see this on Caesars for plus 105. So this is partially a price discrepancy play here. So I got Satu Sabali under 14.5 points plus 105 on Caesars. And Mikey GloveSave doesn't have to spend too much time on this one. Satu Sabali 3-point prop, under 1.5 three-pointers. 20% hit rate in the last 5 games, 30% in the last 10. She's just not hitting three-pointers. I found her at minus 130 on FanDuel. Other books have her from minus 135 to minus 165, but there is also a boost on this game. So I got Satu Sabali under 1.5 three-pointers with a boost on FanDuel for plus 100. And let's end this Friday evening Mikey GloveSave Festival of WNBA picks with a parlay. We're going to go back to my girl, Sophie Cunningham. We're going to take her for 2+ three-pointers. Daddy's going to roll with Sugg Sutton under 1.5 three-pointers. She's hit this once in the past 2 years versus Indiana, and the one time she did hit it was last year. And then we're going to round it off with Cecilia Zandalicini over 1.5 three-pointers. She has been sinking threes like a champ, 80% hit rate in the last 5 and 10 games. So I got this on FanDuel. Sophie Cunningham, over 1.5 three-pointers, or as it is on there, 2+ three-pointers. Cecilia Zandalicini, over 1.5 three-pointers, and Sugg Sutton, under 1.5 three-pointers, with the boost, plus 289 on FanDuel for a half unit. And that concludes this Friday afternoon and this week's entire picks of WNBA goodness with Mikey GloveSave. Hope y'all have a bitchin' weekend. Hope y'all cash a lot of plays. We'll see you back here on Monday. Mikey GloveSave, out.